start.
Live on the Otaku 18 podcast number 21 featuring the Otaku Fan Girl. We're back for another rousing Otaku
You know everyone's going to hear that, right?
Yeah, probably. That's worse. I fucked it up too.
Well, yeah. Naturally.
Oh god, it did really catch all of what it said too. Oh man, shit! I thought it would like not catch all of it. I thought it catch like some of it, not the whole thing. Damn.
That's great.
All right.
Oh, it is great.
Well, welcome back to another Otaku 18 podcast.
Hello, people.
We're here with the Otaku Fan Girl, and
wow,
he said that so enthusiastic.
Dude,
What?
Are you and Miles, man? Jesus Christ.
we're missing
Is it
memory.
like my third time doing
Travis.
this?
She's actually kidnapped, and so she has to keep doing the Otaku 18 with us.
Yeah, I'm kidnapped, guys. Save me.
Every Otaku 18 we're gonna have to have her.
Yeah, because no one ever wants to fucking be here for a podcast.
Oh no! In this case, Travis, like everyone knows, Travis is still on vacation. Nate is doing a graduation party for his thing, so yeah, it's understandable. Those two are not here. We'll make do. We'll survive. Yep. The Otaku 18.
I'm always here because I don't leave my house.
So here we go with another crappy podcast.
We're not. Hey,
be sure to slap that like button, guys.
Yeah. Make sure you do.
Give it all the like. Yeah, no dislike.
No, don't hit that dislike button, which is understandable sometimes when we start off things like, "Hey everyone, and welcome."
Our first crappy topic is about best and worst anime generation.
Oh
my god! Enthusiasm.
You gotta be more enthusiastic.
We'll start off with
anime generation. Go.
We'll start off with I guess Blade, since you found the questions.
All right. So for me, easy one. I think the 90s is honestly, like the 90s and 2000s are easily the best generation of anime. I know some people, this. I mean, there's a lot of stuff coming out nowadays that's amazing. And rightfully so. But I mean, I'm a huge fan of the classics. Like I love Trigun, I love Cowboy Bebop. Vampire Hunter D are perfect examples of stuff like that. The original Berserk anime was great. Back then you could find any series you wanted to see and fully enjoy it during that time period. Honestly, you could find your good romance. You could find even some harems. I mean, Tenchi Muyo was really popular back then. Dude, what the hell, man? Jesus Christ. Anyways, but yeah, the 80s was just like honestly not that great. It was still when we were transitioning to the phase of making certain types of anime that were really overly corny. But I mean, it wasn't horrible. I just consider it the worst out of all of them so far. But that's me personally. So I am done with that.
All right. Well, what do you think, Professor?
I'm gonna agree on the 80s and 90s being probably the best anime generations.
Like 80s
had some really good shit. Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, all that good stuff. I agree with that. Now, when it comes to the worst anime generation, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. I know that Blade said that the 80s is probably the worst, but I think that in a way, like for me personally, the worst generation of anime is probably this generation right here, because of the fact on how predictable and lackluster shows have become. I mean, we have gotten a few good things here and there. Various, yes, like ReZero, but that's all subjective.
I know, right?
But like we only get like a handful of good stuff like every year or so. But to be honest, like most of the stuff that comes out nowadays is kind of lackluster. The story, when it comes to the story, there is just predictable things that end up going on within a given show, cliches everywhere. It's just like, to me, like the anime that I saw, when I was a kid, like really got me, excited and everything. And this generation is just like, I mean, I'm still having fun and enjoyment out of it and everything like that, but the stuff is kind of like lackluster compared to the 80s and 90s, but that's just my personal opinion.
No, I agree with you because they like had soul, man. I mean, I don't, not to interject too much, but
now I just think it's now like, yeah, like generation, the 80s and 90s generation, like you said, right. I think passion and, the soul was put behind those shows, and most of them were actually original works too.
Right, exactly.
But in this one, in this generation, it's kind of like based upon, the monopoly, the money. So.
Yeah, it's true. Like, for example, like if series not doing well manga wise, we will never see a continuation of the anime for it. We'll see 12 episodes. They'll tell you go read the manga until the manga's done. It's like, back in when 90s was hitting and stuff like that, all the anime that was coming out, even if the series wasn't done, manga wise, we still got an original ending. We got like work and just effort put into it. And nowadays, it's like, nah, 10 episodes are good. The manga's not doing that great. The light novels aren't selling. You know what? Screw it. Anime is just going to be something that just helps us booster that a little bit. It's like, really?
It's kind of like, let's just see how well it does. If it promotes the original source material, then we'll continue with it. But if it doesn't, fuck it.
It's so true.
I mean, the early 2000s has arguably some of the best anime, like, ever.
No, there's definitely some amazing stuff in the 2000s.
Oh, no, the early 2000s, yeah. But I'm saying, like, the late 2000s. That's what I'm saying.
I still think the 2000s as a whole would be one generation, so some later stuff like now doesn't really.
I think 2020 is when we're going to see the shift. Like we'll say that's like the generation. So 2020 is going to be the main shift.
I still don't even see it. I still don't see a big shift. I mean, you'll see a big shift when it starts actually becoming a thing where you can do good CG for very cheap. Then everything's going to swap over to CG and nothing will really be the same. But I don't even depict that being anytime soon. I mean, look at where we're at now. I mean, look at Berserk, look at Ajin, look at things like that. And those are considered, like, I would say those are like the norm of CG when it comes to anime. They usually look bad like that. I mean, they usually don't look good. I mean, let's be real. It's not going to be Disney CG. It's not going to be some high budget CG. It's going to be something that a little company does just to be able to put something out for once.
Right. This is very true.
All right. Well,
oh no, we were missing someone.
What?
Sarah.
Oh, I was about to say. I was about to say it was her turn.
I thought you were moving on.
No. Sorry. I mean, I still have to go too.
Oh, yeah, true, yeah.
All right.
True, I'm sorry. Yep.
You can go, Sarah.
Well, I'll go. Okay, well, I've seen a handful of, the old animes, from the 90s and stuff, but I've seen more of the, 2013, 2014 shows, because that's, where I fit into that generation, right there, that, I don't know how to explain it, but I fit into the more newer series when it comes to shows. I was there when they announced Free, and I was like, yo, Free. But I prefer the newer stuff compared to the old stuff. I'm one of those people.
One of them.
Because, I don't know. To me, the newer stuff is the good stuff because it's newer, it's fresher, it looks better. It's stuff I've never seen before because I never watched the old stuff, per se.
Right.
So
that's understandable. I mean, a lot of people haven't watched it, at least in this generation.
I watched some old stuff. I did watch maybe a few episodes of Trigun, or I watched some Cowboy Bebop, but I didn't finish any of those series.
Right. Well, hey, at least you gave them a try. I mean, I've met so many people from this generation. I know you guys can vouch for this. That will refuse to watch anything in the '90s because it's like, oh, it's too old looking.
Yeah, and then everyone in the fucking comments will be like, "Whoa, that's Habit." Like, fuck you, pussies. I've probably watched more 90s anime than you guys, so fuck
I've watched,
you.
Realistically, I've watched the majority of 90s anime.
No, not you. I'm saying the queers in the comments that will be like, oh, that sounds like Habit because he won't watch Berserk.
No, that's understandable. As I'm saying, no, I didn't mean it in the sense that you didn't. I'm saying that I've seen so much stuff in the 90s that, honestly, it's something that I tell people. There's a lot of stuff in the 90s you can watch. You don't have to watch. God. Even the stuff in 98, you could say you could watch.
Look
and
what
it's still-
Shonen Jack said in the thing.
Oh god, dude.
Where you and Free made a splash.
Oh man, that's cringe, bro.
Yeah, where were you guys? I was there.
I wasn't. I was,
We know
drowning myself in
Shonen
bleach.
Jack
was
watches
there.
a
I
little
was
bit
there
too
when
much
they
Free now.
Oh no, I kind of think in my head Free doesn't exist.
Hey, Free does exist.
No, it doesn't.
It's a good sports anime.
Wait,
Sure,
so
yeah.
did
I
you
wonder
say what
why.
your least favorite generation was? You just don't like the old
Least
stuff, pretty
favorite?
much.
I mean, yeah, not really, because I don't know. I watch it and I'm like, yeah, that was okay, but it's not as good as like this other show.
Well, at least, like I said, at least she gave it a try. I respect that. I respect having the the decency to go and to watch a few episodes of the older stuff and say, okay, I'm not into it. I'm the bottom line, which is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Compared to people that write in comments, it looks terrible. It doesn't have 1080p. Blah. It's like, dude, what? It's not an
Half of
I
them
mean,
answer.
I watched a lot of
boxes.
old stuff. I watched a lot of old harems and stuff before, like Full, for instance, and I liked that one.
Shuffle's
That one was really
2000s.
good.
Shuffle's definitely 2000s.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's 2003,
sure?
I think. Yeah, 2003.
Oh, it is. I didn't know that. It looked really old. I thought it was probably like really
My
old.
friend said the same thing.
Wait,
yeah.
what?
Shuffle. It's
Oh.
2003.
Yeah, that's early 2000s.
It looked really old to me, so I thought it was like really, really old when I watched it.
I mean,
it's
the early 2000s stuff really had the same styles the 90s had. I mean, you didn't really see like a change
better
of the
animation.
style until, 2003, like at the end, at the earliest, and that's like the more high budget titles made kind of like a different approach to art style.
Right.
But
yeah, it still has the same kind of heart to it. I mean, and someone pointed out before, I think it was Let Me Know, like FMA was 2000 and I think 3 around that. I believe 2003. Yeah. And FMA was in many ways still running off the old traditional sense too, because it actually wasn't a manga series that was finished yet. They had an original series after a certain point of it. I mean, it makes sense there.
Yeah.
And by the way, Shuffle was actually 2005 to 2006. I was wrong. 2 years even past that. So 2005.
Wow.
Holy shit. Shuffle's really old. Damn, it doesn't even look that good though. It's true for that generation.
Honestly, going off what Let Me Know just said about CGI in 20 years, I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, I'm hopeful that things won't take a full dive like that, because there'll still be the people that want to keep towards traditional means of art and things like that when it comes to anime. But when you think like full-on CG, I'd probably say it'll be equal to as good as like our moderate titles now. So I mean, I'm trying to think of one that I could give an example for, and I can't really think of one off the top of my head. But I mean, even 20 years from now, the moderate titles will probably be like how Disney is now. And I don't know, I still see it being a cop-out a lot of the time, because it doesn't look good for most series. It's less money, less work, and less resources to do. I mean, realistically, somebody who's doing the CGI work can do absolutely everything for the anime, and you just throw the anime out. So
throw it out.
Just get rid of it, completely erase
no,
it.
I mean, when I say throw it out, I mean just release a pile of trash. Like,
just slap it onto the
I get what you mean.
I mean,
some CGI stuff has felt like that, though.
In all reality, people make it sound very complicated, but it's definitely easier to learn how to do CGI than like learn how to become like a really, really good artist.
Because it's a computer. Most of that stuff is all computer based.
Genuinely, when you do computer graphics of any kind, drawing or whatever, it'll fix your mistakes. It will be easier to do, pretty much. I mean, it's like a lack of art in that, in my sense. I mean, some people would disagree, but I think it kind of loses the whole concept of what anime started as, I guess,
Right. No, it makes sense too.
I mean, there's like a tradition of it, and I feel like CG, especially horrible CG, really ruins it. I don't have an issue with like the really good CG, like for example Disney, or like for example the stuff that Final Fantasy does with their movies and things. But I mean, CG as a whole is not very good. But back onto the
like,
subject, I'd probably say my favorite would be the 90s, just because of the anime that was like on Toonami and things like that. But I mean, as a whole, I'd probably say besides those few that I really like, I'd probably say the current generation is my favorite, just because of the earlier 2000s and stuff. I'd say that's probably where some of the best anime came out, besides those couple in the 90s.
Right.
Because the 90s as a whole kind of is not that great. I mean, there's a handful of ones that I'd probably say I'd go back and watch again or something like that, but the majority of stuff that came out in 90s was not very good. I'd say where anime started becoming more popular and a lot of the mainstream stuff showed up was
2000s.
Early 2000s.
Yeah, 2000s definitely.
I'd say our generation changed it for the better, I'd say. But as of late, I'd say it's kind of died down. But even 2015 and like 2014 weren't bad. But I mean, this year is pretty stale for me.
I don't know, no matter what, like all the shows I've watched of recent, the early 2000s, I'll say, had those impact of that reminded me of the 90s stuff. But the thing is that I don't know. I think I agree with Miles saying this earlier that the newer stuff feels like it's hit or miss a lot of times, and it's really missed more because not visually everything that we've seen from recent on looks very good for the most part. I mean, exception of Berserk and stuff like that. Those look like trash. But the thing is that the stuff that is still done by higher studios, yeah, it looks great, but sometimes it's missing because it just doesn't feel like it has that same spirit that the 90s had. Like Alden in the Sky, one thing I really love about that show is it feels kind of fresh compared to everything else that's been coming out like nonstop. Even ReZero has got impact and spirit to it. That's why I think most people love that show, and myself included. But other shows that like people are saying, oh, the greatest things ever. It's like, why are they so great? I've seen this done before in the 90s. I've seen this done before in the early 2000s. I mean, that's just my take on it, though.
Yeah. I mean, this guy is talking more about the CG. He said CGI tends to have less choppy frames. I'd actually say that's complete opposite of what most CGI has.
Just check out last episode of Berserk. I think it was Berserk, episode 9, I believe. That had so many choppy frames, and that was CGI,
it's an inconsistency to make something fluid like that. It's the technology isn't there. I mean, even in Disney stuff, you can see choppy frames and things like that in some cases, but especially when it comes to low budget, the lower your budget for CG, the worse it's going to be. I mean, Berserk and Ajin are perfect examples of the type of CG you would get if a regular studio went to make CG. They're not going to pour more money into something that's not technically as good. I mean, you can put less money into 2D art than you can put into really good CG. You're not going to get top-level CG at prices like that you would get 2D art. So it just doesn't make sense. At this point in time, it doesn't make sense to take a full transition to CGI. You just ruin your show. Look at Berserk as a perfect example. If they went with a 2D style, Berserk would be very, very, very popular. And I can say that with good confidence. I mean,
because but bottom line, just look at people's comments on it. Everyone always says that 2D, and the 2D does look amazing in Berserk. It's some of the nicest stuff I've seen, in God's truth. And then honestly, they throw it out and they put more CGI. It's like, oh, Jesus, more CGI. Great.
Yeah, but when you go into something like Berserk, like at the point it is now, there's no way you can make a transition to 2D. I mean, it just wouldn't make sense. No one's going to watch the old CG stuff because it genuinely doesn't look good. It looks like they're skipping across the screen because of dropped frames, because it costs them so much to be able to make those little frame by frames compared to 2D art. I mean, you cut out frames to cut costs. You cut things that most people won't see. I mean, I don't know. That's just my take on it. I don't want to rant on about CG the entire time because most people with any actual thought process in their head already knows. So
that's a hot topic with you, man. Like anytime this ever goes into that, it's like Oh, my God.
I mean, it's just like, just think of it rationally, and it makes sense. If you're dick riding a show, obviously you're not thinking of it rationally. So,
Fireox, I'm gonna say his name just as that. Alderman isn't saying, "Can we please have a discussion on that chick killing the whole squad?" Yeah, that Yatsuri, her name is, and she kicks ass. And Alderman, oh my God, I love that girl. She's awesome.
all right. Well, the next question is, or next topic is, if there was one anime you could change, what is the name of that show, and what would you change? So we'll start with Miles.
Tokyo Ghoul, hands down. Tokyo Ghoul. I'm sorry,
I
but
feel like that was coming.
Season one of Tokyo. Season 1 of Tokyo Ghoul was pretty fairly decent, despite the fact that it had, censoring. Season two of Tokyo Ghoul was a mess. Okay, but I personally want a redone version of Tokyo Ghoul, actually, sticking to the original source material, going all out with its animation. Give it to like Madhouse or some shit. I don't know, but because what Period did, like they tend to like mess. That Studio Clown messes with their series too much. I mean, they have put out good things in the past too, but I would rather a different studio, have a different take on Tokyo Ghoul, and try to like remake it, so to speak, and basically change the entirety of it and follow along with the manga, because the manga has the manga is so good with Tokyo Ghoul. The symbolism, the foreshadowing, the story. And when it comes to the anime adaptation, you really can't get a whole lot of like what goes on in the manga just by simply watching the anime. And I think that, people who have watched the original anime would like a better adaptation of a new one that actually follows along the original story to the manga. But yeah, that's something that I would, most likely change if I could. But yeah.
All right. I guess you can go next, Aaron.
My yoga. I honestly my yoga for me.
You got hyped for that show? You got hyped for that show?
No, because listen, I'm a huge fan of Another. I love the novel for Another. The guy's works in general were, I think, are really good.
Isn't it?
And the thing was, is it a chick?
I'm pretty sure it's a chick.
No, I think the show. I'm sorry, yeah, the person who wrote the novel, I believe, is a chick. I think the one who did this direction for the show.
Yeah, the original work is from a chick.
Right. I apologize. I said that correctly. But, the person's work in general was amazing. I really dig it. And the thing was that my yoga had potential to be really, I think, something amazing. I mean, it showed over the course of 12 episodes, it had that potential. It had some interesting concepts, interesting thoughts that, seemed uncliche. I mean, the whole concept of having a village that was essentially your weirdness and your weaknesses in actual form, and then that you had to come to terms with them to even survive that village. That was cool. I thought that was interesting. The thing was that how they executed the story, how they executed the characters, how they didn't know if they wanted to be a serious show, a comedy. It seems like sometimes, it was all over the place. It really was. And the thing was, what I would do differently with the whole thing is I would rework every little theory of it. Like how would you go into it? Beginning number one, you're going to go into it just knowing that it's going to be a horror show. Like the whole thing needs to be horror, because as a horror, I think that show would be amazing. Even if it's subjective based, it would still be awesome. You would have characters dying off here and there. You would have characters having to really run from these creatures. No more giant boob monsters. Okay, I don't want to see a boob monster. I don't think that's scary.
The boob monster.
Dude, you have the boob monster, and then you have this old lady that's like crawling on the walls. That is terrifying. Boob monster, not terrifying. That's nothing scary about that. That's nothing terrifying at all of that. A giant penguin / human, semi creepy until it's a little tiny penguin. Then it's not scary anymore. These are all things that accumulate to just a weird ass anime that was so garbage. It was so garbage, and it had potential. Like I felt it. Like the first couple episodes, I know people were having issues with them already. I felt the first episodes were good. I liked how they have one episode focusing on entire introductions. I thought, hey, listen, get that right out of the way. Know who these people are. Not instead of like 20 episodes having to focus on every character individually. Get everyone right out of the way. Good. Focus on other stuff. But then, what the hell happened? You have one character who died, quote unquote. Then someone else disappears. Then this other girl appears. It's like, what the fuck? Why? I know I can rant about this all day, but my yoga was garbage. I want that to be changed. I wish it was changed, honestly. So that's the one thing I would. If I had a time machine, I'd go back in time and fix it. I would.
Okay.
All right, Sarah, you can go.
Well, I don't think I have a series that I'd really want to change because everything I've seen I don't have problems with per se. Like I might have tiny little nitbit problems, but nothing too big where I'd want to rewrite the entire freaking show.
Yoga.
I'm not gonna touch that series anymore with a 10-foot pole, but because if they tried to rewrite that now, it'd be like, nah, man.
Too late. You already fucked it up.
Yeah, you already fucked it up.
Many ways, it's true. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I just don't think there's any series that I've seen that I'd want to change. I mean, unless we're gonna talk about Oriemo.
Oriemo, you mean, or the?
Yeah, Oriemo, or however you say that show's name.
See, you could change that. Then what would you change about that?
I would make it where the sister dies in some horrible fashion, and then he ends up with Best Girl.
Damn.
A good anime to get a redone version on.
What?
School Days.
What?
School Days. Fuck off. School
No,
Days.
I want it to stay as it is, so he dies at the end.
No, there will be an alternate version in which he didn't die.
There are alternate
I didn't
versions
even
that
think
exist.
School Days was bad.
I know, I love School Days. People hate it, but the thing is that he does have endings where he lives.
Oh, never mind then.
I don't understand why it would need a remake at all. I mean, the way it was.
No, I was just being stupid.
I thought you genuinely thought, but
no.
All right.
I think you could change the Remo though, realistically. Not to cut you off, man, but Remo, you can change it where you could actually make it so they're not brother and sister. First off, like the original author's creation, because they weren't brother and sister, the original author's thing. They were actually second cousins, I believe, or something like that.
That's still bad.
That's even hotter.
It makes more sense than the incest shit. Like, that's creepy incest. At least, give them a wider girth.
Even if it doesn't matter if that would be his cousin or not. No, she's still not Best Girl.
Oh, you're saying Kuroneko, or what's the name?
Yeah.
I forgot her name. Shit.
Ruri, I think. No?
Yeah, Ruri. Yeah, there it is. No, it's Ruri. Yeah, she is Best Girl in that, but still, still creepy. Incest is not incest. I don't care what anyone says. Incest is not incest. There's no such thing. It makes no damn sense. Stop saying it. Stupid mean people.
Well, I don't know.
No, I know 100%.
Incest is incest.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, God.
Quote of Professor Anime 2016. Quote of the Otaku Fan Girl 2016.
Oh, gosh.
Hey, in Durarara, there is something known as twincest.
What?
In Durarara.
Are you talking about Isaiah's sisters?
Yes.
Yeah, them. Yeah, they're weird.
Yeah, they're weird.
The thing is that they also they do their twincest, but they also have a thing for some other dude. I don't remember what his name was.
Is it as bad as Kiss X Sis?
They're called bi.
Can't be as bad as Kiss X Sis. Bottom line.
All right, let's change the subject.
Yeah, we're going off topic.
All right, well, I'll close it out, but let's see. I'd probably say Hikaru no Go is one that I would change. Not so much like the start or towards the end. I mean, just the ending itself. I feel like it ends very abruptly in the last couple of episodes. It didn't really make sense the way it ends off.
Like Tokyo Ghoul.
I can't really remember how the manga ends off, but I don't believe it actually ends off the same way the anime does. It continues on a little bit more. I don't really remember totally, but the anime is good. I mean, I really like the anime. Don't know if any of you watch the anime, but
saw some of it, not all of it.
I've seen some of it.
I've never seen it.
I'd say it's pretty strong towards, like I said, the end. That's all I'd really change about it is just give it a actual ending versus like the I don't know if I'd say it's typical, but a lot of long running stuff or just a lot of shows in general have it where it ends off, so maybe they could do more with it or just ends off abruptly in general.
Be interesting.
Yeah. I'd probably change that. I mean, it'd be cool to get a modern take on that because I don't know why, but there's not really anime about Go per se, so it's very interesting, especially because of how popular it is in Japan. You'd think there'd be more, but all right. Does anybody else have any final thoughts on that one?
Nope.
All right.
Nope.
My August should be changed. Actually, no, never mind. My August should be changed. There you go. I'm good.
All right. Well, our last topic is, can anime live without fan service? And I'll let Aaron go since he wanted this topic so bad.
I wanted this topic so bad, man. I'm sorry. I did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did. I needed this topic to exist because honestly, I don't think anime can live without fan service. I'll be honest with you. I really don't. Almost every form of medium I've ever seen in my life has fan service of some sort. And I know we were talking about this,
yeah,
you know,
even
for
real
you guys,
life.
yeah,
when he
for you
measures
guys,
every girl's boobs that walk by.
That's what creepy people do, and we all know what creepy person you're talking about. Anyways, you know, we're not gonna name who it is. He's got a YouTube channel though. Anyways,
Damn.
Hey, listen,
It has to do with anime in the
bus.
title.
That's messed up. Anyways, though, you know, every form of medium has fan service of some sort, and the thing is that fan service comes to different degrees. I believe, like you have some basic fan service, you have some that's really obvious, and then you have some that I consider implied fan service, which Habit doesn't consider a real thing, but I do consider where you could easily say it's implied fan service, and you could do that. Anime without fan service would destroy anime industry. Like honestly, it would kill some of the viewers in Japan, like probably overnight. You would see such a drop of anime being popular. You would see a whole different spectrum of the world for anime. It would just change. So obviously, short answer to this, no. Fan service is needed in anime, unfortunately. It would not live without it. That's the bottom line to it. Look at that. See, as Shona Jump said, no merchandising, no fans, everything. That's true, man. Like half the merchandise, you wouldn't sell art books, you wouldn't sell, the separate DVD things that they have that are just for girls, things, girl characters and stuff like that. You would lose out on body pillows. Oh my god, you would lose out on so much shit. It's mind blowing.
I mean, the way I look at it is not all anime has fan service. Maybe you say there's implied fan service, but
right.
I mean, there's still going to be anime without fan service.
I'm not saying there's not going to be anime without fan service.
You can go watch hentai if you want.
Everything has fan service.
Freaky ass
and I'm
shit.
saying that's still, yeah, but that's in that sense then, okay, if hentai would be the only thing that exists, that'd be creepy as shit, yeah. We wouldn't want
ecchi.
That. No, if fan service was not an anime, you can't have ecchi. Cannot. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you won't be able to have ecchi.
Right. Ecchi is a big thing of fan service. No. If you got completely rid of fan service in anime, you can't have hentai technically, you can't have ecchi, you can't have
free.
Yeah. Many ways you can't have the girls' version of their fan service. Harems would exist.
Irrelevant though.
No, oh my god. that Diabolical Lovers that I've seen 2 episodes of now that I feel like.
Oh yeah, I remember I made you watch episode 4.
Yeah, thank you for that. Anyways, I'll never get rid of that from my mind ever.
Everybody tell Aaron to watch more Diabolical Lovers.
No, please don't tell me to watch more Diabolical Lovers. No.
Because he will.
He should do live reactions to it on his channel.
No, thank you. That's okay. No, anyways. Someone else should go now.
All right, Sarah, you can go.
Okay. I guess anime really can't live without fan service because there'll be times when I'm watching a show and I'm like, okay, this is fun, but what would that guy look like without his shirt, right? And then the anime's like, oh, here you go. And I'm like, yay!
That's the female version of fan service.
Yeah, that's the female version because I'm just sitting there watching a show and I'm like...
So
What?
you love it. Basically, you're saying you love.
I mean, fan service is nice once in a while, but
What the hell are you
I don't
talking
know.
about?
It's just yeah, like what?
I don't know. I tend not to pay attention to the professor sometimes. He says things that no one.
What do you
understands.
mean? I was just saying basically she loves fan service, and she said, yeah, technically. Well, that's all I said.
You said it so quiet though, like a creeper. You're like, oh, so you
Yeah.
say you like fan service?
All right, well, there we go.
Well, you can go, Miles. Let us hear your thoughts.
All right.
Yeah, Professor, tell us, please.
I get tired of the fan service in anime, and this kind of reverts to the previous question or the previous topic we did, the number one, because this generation of anime has become so,
Dependent.
Dependent on fan service, and that's and like from seeing it too much, I get tired of it personally with the cliches and all that stuff. I mean,
Right to your boobs. Oops.
What Blade is saying makes sense. It makes complete sense that, without being dependent on fan service, you wouldn't be able to sell this, that, or, anything else. And I believe that anime, has to have some sort of fan service, but it shouldn't be in every single show because that just gets so tiring and it just becomes stale when you have a show being dependent on fan service like for throughout the whole thing or even little tidbits here and there. It just becomes stale. It's stale.
It does.
And I just see it too much in today's generation and that's probably why I hate today's generation of anime. But I mean, what Blade's saying is making sense. So I mean, I'm like 50-50.
That's understandable because it's hard because you think about it, any viewer needs some fan service. Like, I mean, even to go with Sarah's thing, if you're looking at someone that attracts you, you're thinking of what they look like beyond, what they are on your screen. And that's understandable. That's just how the human beings work in general, whether it's real or, in this case, anime and stuff like that. But the thing is that if it was dulled down a little bit, like if you dulled fan service down a little bit and kept it for maybe more hardcore stuff, it would not be such an issue. Like you could have fan service, then you could throw those cliches here and there once in a blue moon to make everyone laugh because they're funny sometimes. Like the girl running into the girl with big boobs or whatever. All that stuff. That's funny once in a while when it's done correctly. But every single show doesn't fucking need it. Every single show does not need the constant.
And that's the thing because you see today's shows like, for example, Taboo Tattoo.
Exactly.
Like
that's
you have the big breasted. You have the big breasted childhood friend.
Had.
Spoiler.
Oh shit! I gotta watch the new Taboo Tattoo episode.
I'm not gonna say what happens. I'm just gonna say had.
Well, it's obvious what happens if you said had.
No.
But yeah, stuff like that, the cliches that you usually see. I mean, you can have fan service in a series. Honestly, you can, but try to make it unique. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
And there's ways of doing it too, man. There really is.
Yeah, like that Nagito.
I just get tired of seeing the same old shit.
Screw Nagito.
Hey, don't say stuff about my husband. They did his fan service in a unique way.
Okay, I'll give it to you because this was kind of funny. Like, oh, he just crash landed on an island, and
and then he's just like, oh, I'm stranded here.
Well, I'm done.
My thoughts about it is there's obviously genres that need it, like ecchi and stuff, because I mean, let's be real, that's pretty much what the genre is
even harems too.
Is fan service and titties. That's the ecchi genre summed up for you if you don't watch the ecchi genre, but there's definitely things that don't really need fan service and typically don't really have that much fan service, if any. I mean, you guys talk about implied fan service, but I'm just talking about fans, like real fan service, like the more typical stuff that you would think is fan service, like obviously shirtless dudes or like showing big jiggling boobs or panty shots or things like that, like things that you can really think are fan service. I don't think implied fan service, I don't think I'd consider that fan service in anime. But I mean, that's me. I think it can do without fan service if it wanted to. Obviously there's genres that need it, but as a whole, I don't think it really needs it.
Right.
The thing is, though, like I said before, it really would change the landscape of anime in general, like, to have it, because no matter what, Japan in general is all about the fan service in anime. I mean, that's why it's so prominent there. And the thing is that imagine for just a second without being, and I mean completely erased from anime, you would have no body pillows, you would have none of those wallpapers, you would have like very few wall scrolls, no booby mouse pads.
You can still have those things without having fan service in the actual anime.
No, dude, I'm just saying, no. A lot of the merchandise is hell bent on serving as fan service material. You know that.
Well, yeah,
like
but
that.
It's not fan service in
would,
the anime. You can have anime that doesn't have fan service and then have those.
I'm just saying it would reduce it, man. I'm not saying completely get rid of it, per se, but it would reduce
merchandise that is actually helping the anime would be, that visual novel to ReZero.
Which we need desperately in our lives. Get to work on that.
We need that. I need my REM route.
Is it 5 PB? I think they're called. They're the ones making that, I believe.
Yeah, 5 PB.
Yeah. Faster. Do it faster, guys. I don't care.
Go faster. Make the visual novel faster. We need the REM route.
Hire people.
I mean,
hire.
I guess my final thought of it is, I don't think it's necessarily like needed in a lot of cases. I don't really have a problem with it, especially because a lot of the time it's not that noticeable and it doesn't really matter. But in some cases there are stuff that has excessive fan service and is annoying and bad, but as a whole I'd say it's fine in most cases. Not really anything to complain about.
I think it needs to be reduced.
Yeah, I'd agree. I mean, outside of like the ecchi genre and things like that, not a lot of stuff very much needs it. I mean, the shonen genre, they use it as kind of like comedy, more or less, not really like fan service like ecchi would use,
I just want to say one thing real fast.
Funny.
Usama, because you missed the beginning part, we don't have Memory or Yasuba here, so
yeah, unfortunately
they're not here. But so you're saying hi to people that aren't here. So we have Otaku Fan Girl. You can say hi to her.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, that's about it. And no one wants a blade body pillow. That's not gonna
Everybody
happen.
wants it. Everybody.
No.
We all want one.
Why?
We get them free because we're your friends, though.
Get them free, my ass. No. I'd be scared of what you would do to it. Like, let's see if videos pop up. Fine, Sarah's the only one who gets it free. Everyone has to pay $5 billion for one. If I'll only make like 2. Yeah, you guys could ask questions. I forgot to
ask questions
that earlier.
Yeah.
Everybody should tell Aaron to go watch Eyeball Lovers.
No, stop. No one makes me watch
I'm gonna make you watch that entire series. I should.
How?
I'll do what we did. We watched it last night. Remember?
Oh, that's true.
Oh gosh.
I'm gonna end up having to watch
you guys watched it together.
Here we go.
That and I watched what was it, the Wolf Girl and the Black Prince?
Wolf Girl. What was it called?
Wolf Girl and the Black Prince,
Wolf Girl
right?
and Black Prince. Yeah.
Isn't that actually supposed to be good?
It's not that bad.
It's not bad. It has a cute ending. I can tell you that.
I think it's okay. I watched the first 2 episodes with her.
Yeah.
What is your favorite number 1 as of now? Like favorite anime or
favorite what?
I guess
right now. I mean,
I guess we'll take it as that.
I'm right now. If ReZero continues with how it does and it actually has a good ending out for at least first season, I'll say it's ReZero. It used to be Clanhead, but Clanhead right now still holds it. Clanhead still holds it.
What
if
about,
ReZero fucks itself up,
yeah. What about stuff you've just like watched recently, not necessarily
like the season
ongoing? No, not necessarily ongoing. Just like anything you've watched recently that you would say is like.
I really love Ultimate of the Sky. I said that earlier, but Ultimate of the Sky is really shaping up to be like one of the coolest animes I've seen in a while. I love the main character. I love just the concept of it in the story. So yeah.
Fair enough. How about you, Miles? Like, I'd probably say the best way we could answer it is like number 1 thing we've watched like recently. Doesn't necessarily have to be like ongoing.
Like, all right, recently?
Yeah, like a couple months or something.
I don't know if JoJo counts because JoJo's kind of like, I mean, it's it's like a 2011 adaptation, but
That's fine.
probably JoJo because I really like JoJo. But if I can't choose that, since it's a continuing series, if I could choose like a new one, it would probably be ReZero because that's what I've seen mainly. But if we're talking about like my all-time favorite, it would probably be like FMA Brotherhood or Welcome to the NHK.
I was gonna say Welcome to the NHK for you.
Yeah. Welcome to the NHK is like I love that series. I love it. But yeah, anyway.
That's fair. All right, Sarah.
Thing I've watched recently that isn't an ongoing show. I mean, that would be Kurgo's Basketball, but I'm still trying to finish that. Oh god, I have to finish that. But if I had to pick nothing but like, I mean, the most besides Kurgo's Basketball that I'm still trying to currently marathon, that would be Sunday Without God. If y'all have heard of that,
I've heard of it.
I've actually been wanting
it's
to watch
actually
it.
really good for a very short show. Like it's really short, but it's pretty. Like by the end, I was like, that was good. I'd watch
Isn't
that
there
again.
2 seasons?
Code Lyoko is not anime, by the way. Usama, by the way, right now. It's not even close to anime.
Yeah.
It's a good show, but it's not anime.
Puda.
It was made in France. Oh, Canada. I'm sorry. It was made in Canada.
Let me think. I'd say if we're talking ongoing stuff, I'd probably say Orange is my favorite thing that's going on right now. And as of something I've watched recently, probably Hikaru no Go, even though I was rewatching that, but it's very good.
And what about all time?
Clan Ed probably.
Yeah, I'm still playing it with you, man. I'm still there. Just ReZero is trying to like worm its way in. I saw
Planet's definitely in my top 10.
I always ask this. I answered them, but who here is still watching Taboo Tattoo besides me?
I need to catch up on it.
I just haven't watched the most recent episode, so I mean.
I was gonna say because I mean honestly, I've said this before. I really hated that show. After like the 3rd episode, I was starting to hate it, and then luckily this episode came around and maybe really dig it again. So.
And then the next episode's gonna make you hate it again.
If that, yeah, like I'm not gonna give it a high score because it took this long to get me into like liking the show, but.
I mean, I've honestly always kind of liked it. I mean, I like the concept behind it, to be honest.
Well, I like the martial arts stuff behind it. The animation is very nice, but it's like just doesn't know when it wants to be serious and comedy. How can you kill off 30 people in like one shot, then laugh about it like 2 seconds later? It's weird. Like what?
I don't think it's a bad series though. I just don't think it's the best.
No, I don't think it's a bad series either. I just think it's not great.
I mean,
do we have anything else?
Honestly, like this series as a whole, I don't think is as great as everyone was thinking it was going to be.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on that. It wasn't like people were expecting it to be something of amazing godsend anime season. It's like it was okay.
It's kind of scary to me because typically you'd think like the summer and things like that are kind of like the best season, you know?
Because it's supposed to be the best season. And like, it's really not. It's okay. It's not bad. It's just it's okay.
It's like once you get all hyped for the new season of anime, like due to like the posters, the promotions, and everything. You know, when you look at that, you're like, "Ooh, that looks pretty interesting." You look at the premise; it sounds really cool. But until you actually watch the show, that's when you're just like, "Oh, never mind."
So true.
Do you like Ajin or Dragon Ball Z?
I like both of them. There's nothing wrong with them.
I'm never gonna really watch Ajin, but I'd say I like the original Dragon Ball the best. I think Dragon Ball is in a progressive decline. So from Dragon Ball, it progressively gets worse.
Because they keep trying to like bring it back. Like let Dragon Ball die out a little bit first, then bring it back later when it's not in everyone's head.
I'd say Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z are watchable, but other than that, there's no point in watching anything else.
Oh, by the way, Shikai said fan service and Taboo Tattoo killed it. Yes, it's so fucking true, man. That's like my biggest issue with Taboo Tattoo is like the fan service stuff. It's not needed. It just comes in random spots of the show. It's like, what? I'm sorry, I never seen someone explode into a million pieces and like the girl's boobs are jiggling 2 seconds later. It's like, what? Why? It's not needed. It's unnecessary.
But Dragon Ball though is godly. Original Dragon Ball.
I'm more Dragon Ball Z, but I did like Dragon Ball a lot. I really did.
Yeah.
I've never seen any of it.
You have committed a sin.
I knew that'd be y'all's reaction. I just knew it.
Yeah, we're excited
Dragon Ball
about
one day.
Super Lovers Season 2.
No, we're not. Shut up. We're not watching Super Lover Season 2.
Y'all
it's not
should.
happening.
We
Why?
have to.
When did we say? Okay, when did we sign up for the Otaku team and said, "Oh, you must watch Super Lovers"?
We
I didn't
said
see that on my-
100 likes, and we
Yeah,
would
we said we
watch
watched
the
this.
entire series.
Oh, fuck, you're right. We
And
did say
they
the entire
made a
series.
they're making the second season, so y'all gotta.
No, but he's right. We did say the entire series, and technically that's the next. Oh my god.
Yeah, so y'all kind of contracted yourself to that.
Dude,
Oh shit!
Mob Psycho
What
fucking
the hell?
sucks, dude. Shut up. Dude,
What?
Mob Psycho is like the shittiest thing.
Oh dear, trigger.
Yeah, Mob Psycho. I'm not a big fan. I'm sorry. It
It's
really does.
literally-
I
the-
didn't even watch the
It's-
first episode, so
It's like a horseshit version of One Punch Man. They like
One Punch Man was cool, at least. Not
it's.
Mob Psycho.
I mean,
Mob Psycho has some
One
cool
Punch
stuff
Man
in it once in a while.
still wasn't the best thing. I mean, it was good, but then you come out a couple seasons after and come out with some shitty version of the same show.
Kinda, yeah. That's
Why
about
do you
it.
keep saying Mon Psycho?
Maybe he's not talking. Maybe he's not talking about Mob. Maybe he's talking about something else. Dude, if you ask me one more time to continue Garo, I'm not gonna do it. Stop. Stop. It's like I will watch that on my time, man. It's not because I don't consider it an anime. I can't watch it like nonstop.
You just said thoughts on very anime cartoons. You mean like anime-like cartoons like Gumball with Studio
Dude,
4C
what?
and
What?
Steven Universe with Trigger.
What? Who said that? What?
Shonen Jack. I guess he's asking how you would feel if, like, a anime studio made I can't even say this right. If an anime studio made a cartoon, or I don't know how to even word it. If
I would be surprised by that. Like, who'd want to see either of those being done by an anime? That'd be like Tonkatsu DJ. That says how horrible anime.
I mean, I could think of some cartoons that would probably be a good anime, but I wouldn't necessarily say that all cartoons would
Courage
be
the
a good
Cowardly
idea.
Dog.
Return the Slab.
Now, have you ever seen Rocket Power when you were a kid?
We are riding.
Dude, that'd be a sick anime. I won't even lie.
That would be kind of cool, actually. I wouldn't mind watching that.
Like,
as an anime.
imagine it being made by, I can't even think, honestly, who would make
Bones.
something like that.
Bones. They would make it. They would make it.
Who
'Cause
made
they
Prince
did a
of
lot stuff with
Stride
that.
again? I can't even remember.
Was that Bones? No, I forgot who did Prince of Stride. I'm gonna look that up real fast.
Madhouse, maybe?
Was it Madhouse? No, you might be right. It might be Madhouse.
I don't remember. I should know that, but I don't.
Sorry,
It's the
Prince of
same-
Stride was made by. Oh shit! Hold on, I had the page and I lost it. Damn it!
You should have just
Madhouse,
went
yeah.
to Mal and typed it in.
Madhouse.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Then.
I mean, Madhouse would probably do a good job of Rocket Power. Or, like, I don't know. Let me think of some other ones. Like, Codename Kids Next Door would be a cool one.
By the way, Kurokai, they technically made Powerpuff Girls anime. I forgot what studio did it, but I think there was an anime.
The Power Rangers.
Go.
Pretty sure
Power
they've done
Rangers is already basically an anime without being an anime.
Technically.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Explosions and nah. Samurai Jack, man, that would be a great
That
studio
would be
by an anime
great.
studio.
That
Oh
would
my
be
god, yeah.
I mean, dude, like, some
So,
of
yeah,
the
so-
early Nickelodeon stuff, like, a lot of it would probably make good anime, to be honest.
The earlier stuff, yeah, not the newer stuff.
SpongeBob.
Oh my god, SpongeBob! Imagine.
SpongeBob the anime.
I'd absolutely
yes.
rather die than see
I don't
that.
stop watching anime. That would make me stop watching anime immediately.
Jimmy Neutron the anime.
Yes.
And that'd also make me stop watching.
Fairly
I mean-
Odd Parents the anime.
I'd be okay with that. I like Fairly Odd Parents.
And I was gonna say Lilo and Stitch the anime, but that
That
already
wasn't real.
exists.
That wasn't made for this.
That already exists.
Yeah.
It's weird.
But it's actually pretty good.
Yeah,
You know
they-
that's
they-
made by Madhouse.
It wasn't actually. It's not a bad show though. I've seen it
Yeah.
before. Okay.
It's made by
I watched the whole
Madhouse.
Adventure Time for anime. Nope. Nope. That does not.
I've never
need.
even seen Adventure Time.
You're not missing much. I know people love
Yeah.
Adventure Time. I get that. I understand that, but it's not that loved by me. It's okay.
Oh, you
Yeah,
know what
it
I
didn't appeal
genuinely
to
have
me.
a
I was
question
like,
about?
Hmm?
What do you think the new Power Rangers movie is going to be like? You think it's going to be like the shitstorm we keep happening with like the Ghostbusters remake, Independence Day remake, all of these shitty things?
What it looks like they're doing is they're trying to make everything look metallic and sci-fi, which irritates me a little bit. Like, I'll be honest, have you seen what they look like?
No.
The Power Rangers?
No.
They actually you should look it up after this, man. They show all the Power Rangers what they look like with their armor and stuff like that. It looks like something straight out of like a Aliens movie type thing. It's so stupid.
I think it's going to be a big mistake, in my opinion. I mean,
I don't disagree with that.
Look at the course of how everything's going. I mean, it was a huge mistake thinking it was a good idea to make another Ghostbusters, and then look what they fucking did. They made it like feminist trash. Pretty much.
Let me know, said, by the way, some quote that apparently if you know it, you're good. You have a good taste in anime. The magician didn't return. I don't know what that's from, to be honest with you.
I
don't know what that's from. I consider myself decent taste in anime, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Flapjack is
kind of interested. What is it about? Or what's the quote from? Let me know.
I'm gonna look it up real fast. I'll cheat. I don't care.
Stop cheating.
No, I usually don't, but I'm gonna do this.
Honestly, though, Power Rangers is kind of like just an anime live action.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I mean, look at like the old TV show, man. I mean, they just reuse like the battle sequences over and over and over again. It's literally like the same thing, and then they, like, you know what I mean? Like the little cutscene they have going into battle.
Genga Lu Densetsu? I have no idea what that is. Really? What?
It wouldn't be a spoiler. Just say it, dude. Well, now it's going to be a spoiler because you said it was to a big death.
Yeah.
What happened? Wait, what happened?
I don't know.
Dude, I don't need to watch more anime. I just don't remember every single damn quote in an anime, dude.
Yeah.
Chances are it's possible that either me or Aaron have watched the anime. We just don't know the quote.
Yeah. I think if that's Legend of Galactic Heroes, if they're talking about that, because I also keep seeing that show up.
If it is, then
no, I've
that's
not
having good taste in anime.
It's just, dude, Shonen Jackson's an amazing Power Rangers Secret live action Guyver Bio Boost armor. Yeah, it is. Holy shit. It's so true. You summon the armor out of nowhere and it comes onto you and it's just, that's awesome. I'm glad when people know about Guyver because it's such a great anime.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, we're not going to have cool a Courage the Cowardly Dog anime.
Oh, God.
I mean, I had enough nightmares as a kid watching that fucked up show.
I was not allowed to watch that show, so.
Do you know what? You're not the first person I heard that was not allowed. There was one of my friends was not allowed to watch it either.
Honestly, if like
there's some fucked up shit in that. Dude.
I feel like if my mom watched Courage the Cowardly Dog when I was watching it, I probably wouldn't have been able to watch it. Like genuinely, is pretty fucked up for a kid's show.
Yeah, dude. Remember Cats? Remember the giant cat? Like he was a trickster. He would trick them all. He would trick Courage a lot. He played like tennis with them and beat the shit out of them with the tennis ball.
Well,
I personally think that the Pink Panther would be a great anime adaptation.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, no.
Hey, dude, you feel like the new Sherlock Holmes.
Oh my god. I love Pink Panther when I was growing up. I like the movies and the cartoon.
I never saw that show.
Or Yogi Bear. Yogi Bear.
Hey, boo boo.
Oh, God.
Dude, yes. Bring those shows back.
Oh, man.
A Johnny Bravo anime.
Dude, Johnny Bravo was my shit.
Oh, man. Dude. Damn, I'm pretty. Oh, man. I miss Johnny Bravo. That was a golden age of anime cartoons.
Yeah, anime.
Yeah, no, listen, dude, no, in my mind, that was the like anime of cartoons. That's what I meant by that.
Yeah.
Because it was so great. Now this shit is just It's horrible. Oh, hey, Cat Dog.
Dude, I'm
Cat
not
Dog
even gonna
anime would be
lie, dude. I actually really want like a Rocket Power anime now.
Rocket
I know,
Power
I would actually wouldn't mind it either.
I used to watch that. Dude, imagine
Everyone go
an
tweet
animated
at
version of
Madhouse right now and say you want a Rocket Power anime.
Yo, Habit. What about
Look at you like what?
Habit? An animated version of Tito. Just remember. Just keep that in mind.
He's like this big, really huge fat guy who's got muscles once in a while. Oh
Yep.
man, that's funny.
I'm over it.
Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry. I love Tom and Jerry. Animaniacs, for example, too.
Woo.
How do you feel about Kira, the best shonen villain ever made?
You'd be like,
Kira from what?
Oh, Kira from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
From JoJo? I still don't see why they say he's a good villain.
I mean...
Look, I've already gotten the hate comments for that, so I don't care.
I mean, genuinely, you say that Miram isn't really a villain, but in sense he is, but he kind of changes his ways after. But I mean, I'd probably say he's the best in any shonen series.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's...
Oh, is that the guy from Hunter x Hunter?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I've seen him.
He's crazy,
oh, Danny
dude.
Phantom. Danny Phantom.
I wasn't allowed to watch Danny Phantom.
What? Let me go talk to your parents and ask them why.
Danny Phantom got pretty dark.
Danny Phantom was dark at one point, but it was awesome.
Yeah.
The movie was dark. I'll say that.
Yeah, the movie was dark. Where the timeline changed and everything.
Yeah, people were like
that was
dying
pretty cool.
and stuff.
That was pretty
Spoiler alert.
You ain't gonna
really
watch
old.
it.
Yeah, I'm not.
Danny Phantom was great though.
Hisoka isn't even a good villain, dude. I mean, I wouldn't even consider him like...
Clown, dude.
Yeah, he's the weird clown
I wouldn't
dude.
even consider him a villain. He's just freaking weird. I mean, he's genuinely just
I'm reliving
weird.
my childhood right here. Oh, dude.
He's not even a villain. He just like gets off
Danny
to like beating the shit out of people, pretty much. I mean, he's genuinely just weird.
Just weird.
Danny Phantom.
I mean, honestly,
Danny Phantom was just 14 when his parents built a very strange machine.
Even now, I'm still slightly scarred from Hisoka.
Because he's Danny Phantom.
Hey, now singing. Singing's not allowed.
It's a great show. It had a good opening, too.
All right, I think everyone's going crazy, so it's about the time we should wrap it up.
Well, we thank you all for tuning in.
Yes, it's very bad you don't know half the cartoons we are mentioning.
Yeah, it's dude. Like, you need to go
My
back
Life
and
with
find
the
it.
Teenage Robot. I loved that show.
Yeah,
Yo.
I remember that.
Oh, I loved that one. That one was really good.
Time to
That was
end
like
it
that
off,
was a
guys.
cartoon showbiz version.
All right, well, thanks, Sarah, for being on another podcast with us. It was a pleasure having you.
I will come anytime.
All right, well...
Unless I don't want to.
Oh.
Definitely, if you guys have any more questions, just let us know on Twitter. We'll answer them in the next podcast. You can follow our club room on Mal. You can ask us questions on there, too.
You leave topic ideas, too. I'll read them. I'm usually in charge of getting topic stuff and all that. So, I mean, hey, I would use the help. Trust me, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, well, thank you all for... Thank you all for coming out. It was definitely a very good time, especially towards the end where we were just kind of talking about stuff for a little while.
Nostalgia.
Nostalgia is great all the time.
All right.
Johnny, people.
Yeah,
see ya.
That's it. See ya, guys.
See ya.
Keijo will be the savior of anime.
Bikini Warriors. Bikini Warriors.
Diamond lovers.
Savior of anime.
Adios.
Diamond lovers.